The really nice thing about going back and forth between the contemporary and the historical is the way that it allows me, especially since I write kinky books, the way that it allows me to play with the power dynamics. My contemporaries, by necessity, are very consent driven. They are BDSM in that, there's safe words, there's explicit consent, there's clubs, there's, stuff like that. With my historicals, I get to play a little bit more with power dynamics in a way that just don't get to with contemporary because of the time period. And in some ways, having those constraints about around what the women can and can't do makes me be more creative because it's not, I can't just be like, oh yeah, and then she got on a horse astride and rode to where she wanted to go without a companion, like she's got to work around all these things, which makes it a little bit more challenging. It also makes it kind of fun because I don't have to follow the rules of explicit consent so much. Um, and what I approve of in real life is very different from what I approve of in fiction. But when I'm writing contemporary, it's almost like I'm writing more real life. And so I have a much bigger problem writing anything where the consent is a little bit more dubious, where the things some of my historical heroes would do if I put them in a contemporary, I'd be like, no, you cannot, not allowed, not in this day and age. But when I'm writing historical, for some reason, it's fine. Because I know that like it's a different era, there are different expectations of the men. And so I'm able to kind of let go of my modern sensibilities of like, no, that's not okay. And just be like, and just enjoy the fantasy of
Mhm.
it. And that's really, I think, what keeps drawing me back to it. And I even there, like my historicals have gotten, I say, more consenty as I've gone along. My oldest series, which is the Domestic Discipline Quartet, it's very much like she does something naughty, she gets thrown over his knee. By the time we get to the Deception and Discipline series, it's much more, he's crooking his finger and saying, "Come here and put yourself over my knee." And actually, in the last book, Evie, my bossy lady spy, at one point he's giving her a spanking because she did something, and he says something to her, like asking her, well, why do you think you're getting the spanking? And she looks at him. This is one of my favorite lines that I've ever written, which is why I can remember it. She looks at him and she goes, I'm not letting you spank me because I think I deserve it. I'm letting you spank me because I like it. And
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I was just like, it's so her. And I mean, all of my heroines enjoy their spankings to a degree, but in the first series that I ever wrote, they certainly don't know that the first time it happens to them. And
Yeah.
there are more like disciplinary, sorry, disciplinary spankings and stuff like that. And then by the time we get to Deception and Discipline, it's much more about like you're being punished, but is it really a punishment?